There was a road that appeared only to those who had stopped asking for permission to live differently. It was not marked on maps, not mentioned in travel guides, and never spoken about directly. People who found it often said the same thing later: I wasn't looking for it. I was just tired. Tired of explaining themselves. Tired of pretending. Tired of living a life that looked right but felt wrong. The road began quietly, usually after a long day that ended without answers. For Noah Carter, it began on a night when the city lights felt harsher than usual, when success felt heavy instead of proud, and when the silence of his apartment felt louder than traffic outside. Noah had done everything correctly: good education, stable job, predictable future. People admired his discipline. No one noticed his emptiness. That night, Noah went for a walk without direction. He passed familiar streets until they became unfamiliar. At the edge of the city, beyond the last streetlight, the road appeared, narrow, worn, and calm. No signs. No warnings. Just a simple path stretching forward, asking nothing, promising nothing. He stepped onto it. The road did not rush him. It curved gently, allowing space for thought. As Noah walked, memories surfaced without force, moments he had buried under responsibility. A childhood dream of writing. A relationship he ended because it didn't fit the plan. A version of himself that laughed more freely. The road did not judge. It only reflected. Soon, Noah noticed others walking too, some ahead, some behind, all at different paces. No one spoke unless necessary. When they did, it was honest. An elderly woman walked beside him for a while. She said she had spent 40 years living someone else's expectations and was finally ready to meet herself. A young man confessed he was terrified of disappointing his parents but more terrified of disappointing himself. A mother walked silently, carrying grief and love in equal measure. The road held them all. There were no milestones, no finish lines, no clocks. Time behaved differently here. Some walked for days. Some for years. Some turned back, and that was allowed. The road never shamed anyone for choosing comfort over change. It simply remained, waiting. At one point, Noah reached a clearing where the road widened. In the center stood a mirror, not glass, but memory. When he looked into it, he did not see his face as it was, but as it could have been. Not richer. Not more famous. Just more honest. The reflection spoke no words, yet Noah understood everything. He cried, not loudly, not dramatically, but deeply, the kind of crying that releases years of quiet self-betrayal. When he stepped away, the mirror disappeared. The road continued. Eventually, Noah realized something important: the road was not taking him somewhere new, it was removing what no longer belonged. Fear softened. Comparison faded. The need for approval weakened. What remained was clarity. One morning, the road ended without announcement. Ahead was an ordinary street, an ordinary town, an ordinary life waiting. But Noah was no longer ordinary inside. He stepped off the road knowing that nothing outside had magically changed, yet everything had. Years later, people noticed something different about Noah. He listened more. He spoke with intention. He chose meaning over speed. When asked what changed him, he never mentioned the road. Because the road that asks no questions cannot be explained. It can only be walked. And it is still there, appearing quietly whenever someone becomes brave enough to stop running from themselves.